Well, thanks for visiting us this morning at ktalnews.com, as well as your Weather Authority app. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces, and this is your Thursday morning forecast update. Still expecting a strong cold front to come barreling through the region this morning, so we're just in hurry up and wait mode here as we wait to see how this all kind of plays out. We have not seen any change to the thunderstorm outlook. Storm Prediction Center still has the slight risk area out for much of Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Louisiana. The thinking today we could see a few scattered severe storms anytime, I would say, between 6 a.m. and noon, especially mid-morning today, and it looks like damaging wind gusts will be the primary concern for us here in the Arklatex. There is a bit of a tornado threat today, but I'm thinking it's probably not going to manifest until the storms get east of us over towards Mississippi as well as Alabama. You can see the enhanced risk for severe weather in those locations today. That's where that tornado threat will be higher. But some of the storms this morning in the Arklatex definitely could rotate a bit, so we can't rule out just an isolated tornado here, but damaging wind will be the main threat for us as we continue through the next few hours. So we're watching the cold front, which will be moving in here in the next few hours. Some of the storms that are back in the Dallas area have been kind of weakening out, which is a good sign for us. And what's happening today, we have a strong cap, which is some warmer air above the surface here, and that's not going to allow the air to rise as swiftly or as quickly as needed for some of the thunderstorm development. So we're keeping our fingers crossed today that that cap kind of holds, and if that cap does hold, it will kind of prevent any widespread thunderstorm activity. But either way, we expect some of these scattered storms to get going. Whether they tap into that full potential to become severe, that's very much a question mark today. But you can see by about 9 a.m. this morning, the storms are already passing through Arkansas as well as Louisiana, and then they really get going east of us right around the noon hour today. So if it plays out like this, we probably won't see any severe weather, but as I always say, just kind of hope for the best but prepare for the worst. So again, today, do not shelter in a mobile home. Find a sturdy structure as these storms move through today, and then we'll talk a bit about what's going to happen after the storms move out of here, as we'll likely see the rain end by the noon hour in most locations, and then it will turn breezy and cold as we go through the afternoon hours today. But I don't expect we'll see much rain out there after about 11 a.m. or noon. So I'm going to show you, this is our in-house model. The previous model that I showed you, that was the HRRR, which is updated every hour. Our in-house model updates every 3 hours here, and it's showing kind of similar storm timing with, again, some of those storms popping up early to mid-morning and then kind of pressing off to the east here by the time we get to noon today. And it's also showing the strongest storm staying east of us, so I'm hopeful that's how it kind of plays out today. And you can see that breezy and cold weather taking over as we go through the afternoon. So as far as the rainfall, still looks like maybe 1/10 of an inch to about 1/4 inch, and maybe some isolated amounts over 1/2 inch. So this is not the kind of rain we need to help out with the burn bans or the drought, but it looks like that kind of rain may be on the way for us next week. And the temperatures will be the other story today. We're actually starting out fairly warm in the 60s as well as the low 70s. High temperatures for most of us will occur during the morning today, as we'll likely see a pretty swift temperature drop here as we continue into the afternoon. So by 3 or 4 p.m., started out at 70 degrees, but we may wind up in the 40s and 50s this afternoon. So pretty good idea, even though you may not need the jacket early this morning. Just kind of keep it tucked away and nearby, as we'll definitely feel that cold air by the time work and school is kind of letting off this afternoon. So turning breezy and cold, not only cold but very windy as well. We are expecting the winds behind this front maybe up to about 40 miles per hour. So your sustained winds will be out of the west and northwest following the front at about 15 to 25, and then we're expecting a few gusts up to 40 miles per hour, which is wind that's strong enough to maybe snap some tree branches as well. So we can't rule out maybe some non-thunderstorm wind damage as we go through the afternoon today. But that north wind will be pushing all of that cold air into the Arklatex, so your lows tonight forecast to drop into the 20s and 30s. So again, cover up those plants tonight. Make sure you bring those pets inside, as well as we'll likely see several hours of freezing temperatures late tonight and early tomorrow morning. Weekend's looking great. We still expect a nice warm-up Saturday as well as Sunday, and then next week is looking very rainy. We'll have a stationary front that stalls across the region, so good chance that we'll see some rain Monday, and those repeated showers and storms next Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably next Thursday as well. So it's looking like maybe a good 2 to 4 inches of rain next week, and I wouldn't be surprised maybe some areas saw over 4 inches of rain as we move into next week.